head coach John Dobson and captain Chris van Zyl.
John, was that delay just simply because you guys were getting some celebrations underway?
So how was it bad today? Was it? No, it was exactly that. That everybody wanted a drink out of that cup, so took a while. And some extras. No, sorry, apologies for that.
No, so it's just your emotions then. I mean, obviously, guys came here as big underdogs, but come away with the win must be very
No, I was just saying to Mike and Gavin now, it feels like Groundhog Day from 2 weeks ago, that game. We put us under early pressure, we managed to stand and felt that they could have put us away, and we hung in, and then we just got stronger and stronger. So I think our feeling is more one of relief because whilst we were underdogs, we knew we could win this game. And so I think it's more a case of relief.
John, did you expect to dominate so much in the scrum?
Scrum was an important part of our plan. Didn't quite expect it to be as dominant as we were. I thought that first scrum, was it the Sharks ball? Was it the first one of Sharks ball? Because last 2 weeks ago, they got us in the first scrum down here on the right, and we thought, okay, we'll wear it, we'll get the reward scrum time 50 minutes on, especially when their subs come on. And when we took a part in the first one like that, that was a big marker for the game. I was frustrated we didn't do more occasions with our scrums. Like they tried just before half time, 5 minute scrum under the poles, and we attacked. The call was really to go into the scrum.
Well, you asked for the same performance from Robert. Are you satisfied with the game today? Yeah,
very satisfied. I think what our plan was to I knew that we went to play territory, and if we could get our scrum going, our forwards up, and try and get I know it's easier said than done, try and get some sort of scoreboard pressure, they'll start running and we win the territory game. And I thought as the game went on, Rob got stronger and stronger and stronger, and by the end they were starting to have to return the ball from their 22, and that's, I think we were going away by then.
John, how big was that try for?
I was actually a bit irritated, to be honest, because I wanted under the poles with the scrum, and I thought if we kept the ball there, so we wanted to go and just, but it was a critical one because if they'd scored, I can't remember what the score was. It's 21-15 at half time. If they got it 28-10, there was no way that we would have been back, so it was critical.
Yeah, Coach, on the 14th of October, you came also after the half-time camp meeting, and today also you did the same thing. Was it your game plan coming to Durban?
Was it?
Was it your game plan?
Not to be in pain. No, it was a Chilean speech from the coach that turned it around. Listen, I still thought both times, even though we're down at half time, we felt we were very much in the game. And that's probably where that try would have given us a lot of optimism. Rob Dupree came to me in the change room and he said, I said, Rob, how do you feel? He said, don't worry at all, we've got this. So I think a lot of confidence and really good leadership, calm leadership from Chris and Rob and you. I think that's awesome.
John, you've mentioned the scrums, but also your forwards a magnificent effort on the gain line. You guys had the edge there as well.
Yeah, so the Sharks forwards, when they carried, were tough, and I was really, really pleased. I don't think we saw, I think it was once, I don't think we saw the big carriers like Thomas, Dan, Jail, and they went off early, getting real yards on us. I think we defended very, very well. We're a hell of a disappointed with that first try, because I don't think we reacted very well. It was a poor kick, which we didn't defend well, but a way of stopping the momentum, I thought we were very good.
Chris, how much of what happened 2 weeks ago had an influence psychologically on how you guys play today?
I think I'll mention about our game plan was never to weather the first half and then come out in the second half. But pretty much what was similar as the last one is we knew that coming into the half time, we knew that if we kept possession, that we could definitely win this thing. I must be honest, the chat at halftime was very similar to the chat 2 weeks ago, because it was like, this is in our hands. We can do this. Just keep the ball. We've got them. What's ground dominance? We've got them at the lineouts. Keep the ball, and things will start happening. I think that's exactly what happened. It was almost like a decision made to be more direct and just stick to the plan.
Yeah, Coach. Looking at the performance on the Currie Cup, how important that you're taking this performance to the current Super Rugby next year?
Yeah, I think it's great because the youngsters, David Phillips was at school last year, Kobus is 19, so we're giving them great exposure. But I think we all know in South African rugby the importance of the Currie Cup. People say they're building for Super Rugby, but No, you don't get away with that people when win the Currie Cup. So look, great for them in terms of experience, great in terms of confidence, great in terms of some of the technical work we've done. But this was our goal, and so I'm very happy to achieve.
John, how did you guys turn things around? Because your pool stage was quite inconsistent, like ups and downs and stuff. I mean, what was the key that kind of flicked the switch to get things a bit more consistent?
There was some technical stuff we worked on that we weren't happy with. I still struggle to explain away. I understand the Blink was one, the defeat to the Pumas, but the team is a really tight team, and they asked Chris, they were desperate to win this thing, and they just got more and more confident. We went to go and beat the Bulls away, we came here and won away, and you could just feel this team's getting confident. I don't think we would lose. If there was another game next week, I'm sure we wouldn't lose it. I feel a bit sorry for the Sharks, because they were definitely the best team in the league part of the competition. A really good side, and in 2013 I think we were unbeaten, and they came to us and beat us quite easy. So it must be a terrible feeling for them. But I think our team, we're getting better and better, and more consistent.
Chris, is it due to the fact that you've done this away from home?
Yeah, I think it's special. I think. I don't think it's different. I think, but it just speaks volumes about this team, and John's just mentioned it now, and how. Yeah, it was definitely far from a perfect round robin stage, but if I think about the game that we lost to the Lions away, I think that's when this team flipped the switch and decided, enough is enough. We're gonna win this thing, and I think that's definitely when the change took place. And I must be honest, the feel I don't actually know what I'm feeling. It hasn't really settled in, but of course it's special. It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of these guys.
You spoke about the state of Currie Cup rugby and how special the competition is. Do you feel as if the last 4 teams have left the competition, probably in the rest have brought back some sort of dignity to a competition that seemed to be
No, you know that I feel that. I would agree. I think it happened last year as well. Maybe we get blinded by these, like the great occasion last year at the Free State Stadium, to think that everything's okay with the Currie Cup. I think the tournament has got some challenges that need addressing. I mean, obviously I don't want to say too much, but you guys will know it, because it's such a great tournament. The passion, the amount of people that we met after the game and driven up from Western Province or flown up from Cape Town, a special tournament. I think we need to look at the first few weeks of the tournament, how that's run. Stuff for the Lions, and overlapping Super Rugby, Wednesday fixtures, that sort of stuff. That's what it. But occasions like today and the last couple of weeks just prove how so special it is. And I think if South African rugby will be doing a great disservice if we don't improve, keep it. Because once tradition, I think about tradition, as it goes, they can't. It comes to that word traditio, which means handing over. So if we can't let it go. We have to fix it before it gets too bad, like Metro Rail.
After the Lions game that you last week, the young Lions team switched what did you switch on?
I think it was almost. It's difficult to say what exactly that switch was, but Durban we felt that we were underperforming often. As we backed ourselves as a good team. We were saying, for some reason. We weren't getting up for the games that we didn't have to win, but the games we have to win, they would be outstanding. And I think after that game, after that loss, I think we all realised that there is no more game to lose. And I think that's exactly it. It was that conscious decision made by the team and the leadership group to say, put a foot down and say, that's it. I mean, if we want to win this thing, we can't lose another game.
John, how big a moment I think it was when Jean-Luc had to go off? Obviously he was one of the guys that would have key to their performance, their ball carrying, that sort of thing. Was that another central turning point?
It's a horrible feeling in the coach's box, because you sit there thinking, is he going off, and you don't wish it, because they're such stars of kids and family. But it was, to him, obviously before the game we'd identified him and Dan's carrying as probably the 2 biggest threats to our game. So I think it's significant. We knew Jacques Miller would play well, because he played well the whole season, but no, that was big. Really sorry, but I was sorry for Jean-Luc, but it's horrible to have mixed emotions about an injury.
Coach, to praise, next season is joining Sharks. What is your feeling on that one?
Is he joining the Sharks, is he? Rob Putney,
No,
sorry to hear that.
Robert City.
I'm sorry to hear that. No, there was a lot of emotion, not emotion, but you know, those guys, Rob Dupree and Hugh Jones, two guys who don't seem like they're part of us, they were incredible the last few weeks of the campaign. And I think Rob Dupree, for those guys, is going to be special, you know, because you know he's leaving Western Province and he put absolutely everything for this campaign. Everything. And so did Hugh Jones, the guys next week playing with Glasgow Warriors, playing with Scottish Autumn Internationals, and I think it reflects a lot of the quality of them. And there were significant factors with Chris and why we won this competition. The leadership of these three amazing, and the Zamkar.
The one thing that stood out was the game management. The first half, obviously, you guys tried, and in the second half, you played for territory. Am I right if I say that? No, is that, am I summing it up?
Sorry,
yeah, no, I'm saying the game management obviously worked according to plan.
Yeah, we didn't want to, we didn't want, it wasn't that we were scared to attack in our half, we were happy to, but we didn't want them to have the ball in our half. So that's why we were perhaps a bit more, somebody wrote this week that we've been a bit more conservative, and we actually have been, you know, because we just didn't want to give teams platforms in our half, and I think Rob did a very good job. And yeah, people give me a hard time playing Damien Phillips at fullback, but you've got to think how we used him. And you saw today, some kicks, but secondly, he would run the ball back, returns it incredibly well, and from there Rob would kick. So I think our plan, you know, so it comes together once every few years to get it right, but I think it did come right now.
Right, is that it? Another question, Lisa?
How about switching Damien and Robert? You must be pleased that after the season, people saying that Damien should be getting the start ahead. Must be pleased about that.
I'm very pleased. I'm pleased because, you know, I actually went to Damien a couple of weeks ago. I think it was after the Sharks game here when Rob was outstanding. I said, listen, you're the future of the union. This guy's maybe leaving. I'm happy to play you, Tim. I really am, and, you know, for the good of the union. And he said, no, I'm loving it, and I want to play with Rob. And I thought, you know, so, you know, people can criticize outside that we didn't play him. He wanted to, and he understood the plan. And you will see today how many times he was first receiver, like we talked about in the week. So, you know, I'm not trying to sit here and crow, but the plan worked very well. And I think for a guy who was, I say, writing matrics exams this time last year, in a pressure cooker, that was an exceptional performance. And I think he's one of the serious talents of South African rugby. And you're going to see he's going to play both positions going forward on occasions.
Right, thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, brothers.